Welcome to Kinda No Ball. This is your host, Nkechiku, and I'm here to talk hoops. All right, so we are in the NBA season. A week has gone by, and I just want to give y'all a quick recap. I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. There's not gonna be too much ones and zeros and actions and delays and delay screens, all that nonsense. We will talk about that in week 4. But right now, I'm just geeked that we got ball back. Oh, I'm here for it. I'm gonna just talk about a couple of the teams and players that's been looking very interesting to me so far, and then I'm gonna keep it pushing. All right, let's get this started off with 2025 is the year of the Wemby, and honestly, I don't blame anybody if they are blowing their whole mind over watching this, 7-4, 7-5 super demon hoop, because of this must have been the same way everybody was feeling when Jordan hit year 3, and for some way, somehow, he was taller, he had more hoops, he was able to jump over anybody and anything that was in his way. I get it, I understand or this is exactly what y'all are feeling with Tim or even Braun. And it just feels like I'm personally being attacked because of all the rules that I had in 2024 of how to run a team, how to play with each other, how to be able to set a player up. What is a superstar player is all getting crumpled up and thrown to the wayside with this new anomaly that's walking around. All right, so the Spurs have been hooping in such a way that is giving, there's a resurgence in fandom that's bringing back the feeling of we just want to see people that just want to hoop, that want to hoop the right way. And every game that I've watched of Wemby so far this week 1, it makes me feel like we were not high enough. Everybody was talking about this is a potential GOAT candidate, and I'm saying this right now. The only way he is not going to be on that trajectory is if that block clock got to do something with it. But that's it was so mesmerizing watching the Spurs for the past few games, especially watching them play against the Dallas Mavericks. That was the first game of the season, and I feel like that was just the runway for everything else that was to come for this season. And honestly, they are 5-0 right now, just to give y'all a heads up. And this is they have never been 5-0, and that was with Duncan. That was with the good, the good time Spurs or something of that nature. But that's beyond the point. I'm watching this team be able to play off of this 21-year-old. And the way that everybody is embracing this man, that's how I know this team has something to prove. And it feels like they're ready to compete now. And it's all centered around the idea of we have this guy that is better than everybody else. That's just what it is. It's just better than everybody else. And last year, when Wemby was playing, there was conversations of if he was top 10, but in a realistic view, everybody had him around the 13th spots, the 13 to 12 spot, around the Devin Bookers, the Anthony Edwards, the Kevin Durants of the world. But now it's very hard not to compare him to the Jokic's, the Giannis's, and the Stephs and the SGAs of the world. Because the only thing that was missing from him last year was his ability to score 23 points. Last year while I was watching him, I was like, I see him being an offensive threat, but at the level that he's at, I don't know if it's for him for real. But since he's so obscenely good on the defensive end, we could deal with that. We could play with something of that. We could build a great organization around his defensive impact because he looks like a healthy and mobile, and he looks like an aware version of Rudy Gobert. And that is crazy because I'm in Minnesota. We know what a Rudy Gobert can do. The fact that he can anchor a whole defense on himself. But one thing Rudy cannot do, he cannot anchor a whole offense on himself. And the main difference is with this year with Wemby, it feels like he's not obsessed with that 3 ball like he was last year. He was shooting, I think it was what was it, 9 to 10 every single game? And it's like, you know what? I know you have that in your bag. I know you train. I know you practice. I know that's what you want to be known for. You said one of your favorite players was Kevin Durant. I feel you. But not right now. not right now. Not right now. It feels like, I remember I said this on the other show. When Kevin Garnett was like, yeah, he hooping like Shaq and KD put together. And when I tell you, baby, that is not far off. He's hooping like he knows that he's bigger than everybody else. And one of the things that I've always wanted to harp on, especially when a superstar goes onto a very young team that does not have true guards, give the ball to your best player. And that feels like what the memo has been for everybody that's been involved. Wemby could average 10 extra points strictly from catching oops. Just throw it up to him. Just. And just to mention about that three ball again. You know when you see a player that's so obsessed with the three that anytime they shoot a three, it's a bailout. You are elated. Giannis shooting a three, let's just take a couple step back. I will give you that every single time. But you know what Wemby has been doing? Bro, when I knew the league was cooked, he was like tween. He takes a step back. And instead of pulling up, which not a terrible shot, you would probably hit that at a 30% rate. I personally would not recommend it, but sure, you're a superstar. You get the opportunities to get those type of shots off. He goes and passes it and then cuts. And they pass it back to him and he dunks it. Oh, yeah, no, y'all are cooked. Y'all are cooked. Oh, because of one of the things that I thought would be able to pull him back down to earth would be the obsession of the three. Because there's something about this era of basketball. They want everybody to be able to shoot threes. That's how y'all got rid of... I'll never forgive y'all for what y'all did for Simmons, but that's a whole nother conversation we'll talk about another time. Let's just talk about what we came here to yap about, bro. When you got a player that doesn't even care about that three ball, yeah, we are hooping. We are hooping. And it feels like not only is the shot selections just beautiful, it's the aggression. It is the absolute need to get in the paint. And it feels like he is not afraid of contact. He's actually getting to the free throw line. And one thing I will tell you, if you are willing to body yourself down there, we will give you the free throws, especially in this league. If you're willing to attack the paint, you will get 1 and a 2. You got it. We are not going to be bailing you out, but as long as you are going to be consistently driving to the lane and we're giving you the superstar standard, yeah, just go ahead and add an extra 10 points to your averages. And that's just another thing I want to talk about real quick. When it comes to scoring, and I feel like one of the main things that people forget, especially when this specific NBA, if you want to average 30, you have to get at least 10 from the free throw line. If you're not getting 10 from the free throw line, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to average that many points because it's just difficult to get that many shots up in a game if you are not getting bailed out with at least some free throws. But I want to talk about this, his roster too. I'm looking at the Spurs and it feels like their guard situation, beautiful. Castle, beautiful. Who's the rookie they just got? They just went and pulled up with Harper. They just went and grabbed Harper. Beautiful. He's coming off the bench, and when I tell you, he might be the most league-ready point guard besides that guy that's all the way out in Philly. He is ready to play. Do you know, I was scared. I was worried when they slowly stopped playing Trey Jones because they needed a point guard. They needed a guy that's able to get Wemby involved and be able to like constantly get him the ball in advantageous spots. So when I'm seeing Trey leaves, CP3 goes, and I'm just side-eyeing him. And we got two guys that honestly, chef's kiss. And let's talk about the roster some more. There is so many guys on this team that is honestly playoff ready. Let's really be serious. Let's be all the way serious with it. And keep in mind, what's his name? All of this greatness without a De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron is a walking 25 points per game. And he hasn't even touched the court yet. They are so up. This Spurs team is just so up. And it feels like everyone is so just unselfish. And that's something I can always get beside. I could always get behind an unselfish squad. And defensively, it's not just Wemby. That's one thing I will say. It's not just Wemby at all. I'll put that up. Because not only do their guards seem to be like not just willing, but wanting to play defense. And a lot of their forwards, there's some older guys. There's some older guys on that team, like Harrison Barnes. Who's his co-big man? Oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. They have another like 7-footer that's on their team that's also like relatively good on the defensive end. And ever since you have a guy like Wemby, they don't need to be fantastic, but a lot of the holes that they miss out on, we got a Wemby Wemby went and got 4 blocks on. Actually, let's take another step back. One of the things that I've been noticing, everybody has been trying their luck with Wemby and failing. I was watching the Pelicans games, and honestly, they might be in for a big one this year. A lot of belt to butt. I'm not gonna hold you there. They might be in for some belt to butt, and it might be because they've been playing some pretty difficult teams with guys like the Grizzlies, the Spurs. Who's the other? I think they played Atlanta, if I don't remember. But beyond the point, they're playing okay teams, but anytime a team tries to go up against Wemby, it feels like everyone is so elated to try and dunk on him. It's like, sure, but y'all are not getting good possessions out of it. So if that's truly what you want to be doing with yourself, hey, I don't know what you got. But hey, live your truth, live your bestie Westie life. But I don't think that's gonna work, especially not against this team. Next, I want to talk about another 6'11" wing. Oh man, you don't have a wing, 6'11" forward, just a big guy, Mr. Giannis Antetokounmpo. This will be another year with a snub in MVP. I'm just gonna tell you this right now because he might just end up averaging 38 a game. I know we're only like 3 to 5 games in, but he looks like he is genuinely needing. He's hoping. He's wanting. He's itching at the palms to average 38 a game. It doesn't matter what type of coverage you throw. Doesn't matter who's the one-on-one defender. But there's one thing about that man. He gonna hoop. He gonna hoop. He'll show up to work and put that ball in that rim. And at this point I feel bad because Giannis is like my favorite player, and I'm watching him run around with guys like me. Like, ooh. I feel kind of bad because it looks like Giannis is running around with. I feel like no BS. I feel like I can go and jump on that court, bro. It's not good. It's not good over there. And it's so worrisome because I don't even want to blame Giannis. But it feels like ever since that championship run, since they didn't get off of certain players early enough, and since their organization feels to not understand how to draft for this new modern age NBA, but it feels like every move that they've made has been such a womp womp. Even the Miles Turner move. And you know what? I love Miles Turner. He did so much for that Indiana Pacers team. But when I'm watching him, I'm like, I don't think because the main upside that they were trying to sell when it came to picking up Miles Turner was we have the best stretch 5 in the league. The guy that can shoot. He's a top 5-6 3-point shooter in the league, at least percentage wise. And I'm like, I guess I don't think he's gonna be taking enough threes for that to really like matter. But I will say this newfound space for Giannis is looking real nice. Is it causing them to like double and triple and quadruple team Giannis in the paint? Oh yes, of course. Is Giannis actively hitting every single corner? Yes, he is. So I will not push back too much on this team's buildmanship, but I just need folks to hoop. AJ's tough. Gary is an NBA player. Turner's cool. Turner's good. Who's some other guys on that team? it's just while I'm watching them, if I think it's because I'm from the Midwest and I'm just like I love Midwest teams, but it feels like it's just a bunch of guys. There's just so many guys running around, and it's guys that have upside too. Because like not Michael Porter. I'm gonna talk about you later. Kevin Porter. Because it's not like Kevin Porter Jr. It's not that he's bad. Kevin Porter Jr. is one of those combo guards that is actively trying to learn how to facilitate and be able to move guys around this team. And I don't, you know what? Is Cole Anthony injured? I'm trying to figure if that's accurate or not. But as I'm watching the Bucks, especially from their guard positions, it feels like ever since Dame left, there was such a hole, and the plan was for Dame to be there. And since he's not there, it's like, plug and play and hope for the best and hope that we could just keep dragging guys until it starts clicking everywhere around. But let's not forget about Giannis this year. He is hooping. He is one of them ones. I don't know. I don't. He's giving out one of those performances when you're sitting here looking at him. He's like, how can't you be the best player in the league? From his scoring ability and the defensive anchoring and the ability to be a consistent motor on both sides of the court. I'm struggling to not think he's the best player in the league. But I don't know if that's just because of, since the cupboards are so bare, it's pretty difficult not to be. I love you, Giannis. Keep pushing. I want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets. One thing I could love about the NBA, when you got teams that have no chance, no hopes, no dreams, no execution, no ability to try and put a competent roster around to win it all, one thing you will get is a bunch of folks that love to put the ball in that rim. We got hoopers. I'm watching Cam Thomas. He puts up 40. There's another game that he puts up, I think, like 28, somewhere around there. He's averaging a good 20. No, that's MPJ is averaging like 24 points a game. Cam Thompson's around like the 23, 24 points a game. And he's part of my old way of thinking of basketball, and it hurts watching it like actively like not play out well, because if he is a good hooper, he can be in the NBA. He's definitely one of them ones, but it's so difficult to play around a guy like Cam Thomas, because when he dropped 40, he had like 0 assists, and I don't want to be like a stat watching type of connoisseur of the game, but as you're watching the game, as you are watching him play against people, you recognize that the main thing that he's thinking in his head is, well, there's not that many scores on my team. There's not that much shading that's going on in my team. And since it's the Brooklyn Nets, all I can do is what my skill set's allowed it for. So everybody in front of him will get shish kebabbed. That's just what it is. That's just how it's gonna go. And especially since his play style is one of those like the Devin Bookers of the world, the Bradley Beals of the world, prime Bradley Beal at least. Let's talk about that. But where they're able to go one-on-one, their one-on-one skill set and bag work is so deep that it's like, is this truly a bad shot, or are you just hating? Are you just hating for real? And it's really hard to build winning basketball around that when you know that your main, I think, is he a point guard? No, I don't think he's a point guard. I think they have, who's the guy they traded from the Clippers? Terrence Mann? I think he's playing the one on their team. Their team is just, I really hope that they have a high draft pick this year. Do they have I really hope that they have their picks this year. But I will say I've been having a lot of fun watching the Brooklyn Nets, because every single time you see them coming down the court, you know someone is putting up a three or someone is putting a tween sidestep. He's back in the golden age of 90s hoops. And I don't even blame him. Go get your contracts. Go stack what you got. Just go stack your paper. Go live your life. hoop, because that's one thing I will say. It's some fun basketball. I will say some fun basketball. You will never see a frown in bro's face because he just put up 34 points. I don't know what to tell you. He just put up 34. So I was like, And MPJ. When I was watching him on the Denver Nuggets, my main critique of his play style was, is he going to be consistent enough to play the place to? Is he going to be consistent enough to merit the type of play style that he has? Because it's bad hoops. It's fundamentally bad hoops, especially when you have an all-time facilitating, scoring, offensive hub that we have ever seen, besides maybe Curry, but that's a more how do you like to skin said cat type of wave. But watching him play without a guy like Jokic, you recognize that he is a bucket. He is talented. He is a movement shooter, give or take. But there is a lot. You see how difficult it is to see people put up so many points and get so many clean shots, because he's going to average more on this team. He might even have a better percentage. But you see the struggles when you are asked to be the main one creating every single bucket, or at least they're telling you to create these buckets out of scratch, and that is difficult, especially when your role players aren't the run and gun type of guys too. He's honestly not really that type of wave. That's a whole nother conversation. It kind of reminds me when Jordan Poole was sent to the Wizards and they said, all right, bro, go be Harden. But it's like, I was playing with Steph. I was getting the third guy. I was getting pass, rip through, pull up from the midi, easy 2 points. But when everyone's like, oh yeah, so we're going to actively create not just a game plan. We are going to create your kryptonites and then tell every other team in the league to now replicate exactly what they did to make your life a living hell. And you just look around like, all right, and now you're going to yell at me for not averaging 30? Well, now I'm having 6'9" people on me. I don't know what to tell you, bro. But I will say the Nets have been fun. And I'm going to watch 8 more of your games this year, and then I'm going to leave y'all alone, because I think that's a good amount of that's a good amount of games to watch. I'm not going to lie. I might catch y'all again early Christmas. But other than that, nah. Oh. Sixers. Man, I feel so good for the Sixers, man. I really thought, oh man, we might have a new Eastern Conference contender. I was so worried about this year. I thought this year the East was just going to be in absolute shambles, and they were just going to get mollywopped and dogged by anyone out on anyone out on West. But this year, we might got that one. We might have that guy. VJ Edgecombe, number 77. I'm not going to lie. I really like when players have really, really, really high numbers like that. 77, it look calm. It look clean on you. I'm not going to hold you. But VJ Edgecombe has been a monster so far. I'm pretty sure he's averaging around like high to mid 20s, 8-ish assists. VJ Edgecombe, he's been hooping, averaging 22, 6 and 6. Very, very, very calm numbers for a rook. He's one thing the other thing you cannot say is that he's not giving it all. He is full on steam trying to give y'all everything that you guys deserve. And it's funny because you're watching this guy where he was not supposed to be getting minutes. They were going to trot him out, see what they have, and then move on. Because right now the Sixers was in shambles. There was no plan for the Sixers. It was literally supposed to be a wasted, let me tell you that again, a wasted Tyrese Maxey season. But they are coming out to hoop. I'm pretty sure they're like 5-0, 6-0. But as you're watching this team be assembled, I feel like it's very difficult to try and find their flaws. Yeah, it's kind of hard to like really find like true flaws with this team, especially when you have Edgecombe and Maxey playing as a fantastic tandem backcourt. They have been working off each other in a way that I did not think was going to be. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to work. I did not think it was going to work, especially since they're both more ball dominant, or at least VJ is more of a I will fit in where I need to get in type of player. And that's something I could really respect. If it's not his ability to shoot the three, it's his ability to cut off ball, it's his ability to just like show up where he needs to be. He's been very useful, and he's been a very good slasher. That's one thing I thought it wasn't going to translate as well from college all the way to the league, because one thing you tend to notice, especially with like slashing small, I don't want to call him smaller, he is like 6'4", but he is a little stout, so I mean I see the vision. But one of the main problems with guards like that, they tend to get played out the game pretty quickly, especially when you have length and the other team has length and speed put together. And when the team that you are on to begin with doesn't really have enough floor spacers or shooters to be able to set you up to have the driving lanes to be able to attack the rim and dunk on their big. But they have been moving in a way that I've been French kiss. Beautiful, right? And let's talk about Tyrese. You most improved player again. Stamp that man. Give it to him again. Give it to him again. Oh, wow. Tyrese Maxey has been moving. And I don't know if this is real and his finishing prowess is actually as delicate and deep as it looks like it is, but he has mastered the floater, tacking off the wings, shooting. He has been a great movement shooter recently. I don't know the numbers. This is all just eye test. Week 1, we just looking at eye test, what I like, what I don't like. And the fact that he's been able to use his athleticism to force the game to change around him, because if you are fast enough, right? Faster players are very important, because if you can pick up the other team's tempo, you can force them into mistakes. And that's one of the things I've been noticing, especially watching a guy like Maxey, especially when the person that they're playing against, their guards aren't really as fast-paced and fast-twitch as these two are. And not to mention, I am loving Kelly Oubre. I'm not gonna lie, I have something to tell you guys. Please do not stone me in the comment section. I thought Kelly Oubre was the one. Do you know when you see an NBA player and you're like, if they give you enough shots, all NBA. Once he went to the Sixers, I cannot lie to you, I thought that he was going to be that guy. I thought it wasn't even the Sixers. It was when he got traded to the, I think, Suns, wherever he was before this. Anytime that I saw Kelly Oubre, I really thought he was going to have such a monumental jump. I thought he was going to be better than Zach LaVine. That's where I saw him. I don't know why, but there's something about the way that he moves and the way he was able to be a slashing guard. I said, yeah, he's somewhere. I don't know where I would rank him, but definitely pretty high up. And seeing the fact that he's been able to reassemble and reassert himself onto this roster and be usable as like the old head on this team, I feel like that's just where he needs to be. And I'm just glad that he's able to be useful as the seasons go on. And this year is going to be very important, because not only are they going to have difficulty on the wing, especially with Jared McCain. I think he like tore something in his hand or something of that nature, but without a guy like that that's constantly able to shoot, I think we're gonna really need a wing on that front. And not to mention, all right, let's talk about the old heads. Speaking of, one thing I will say, Embiid, the run was beautiful. I will miss you. It's getting harder to watch, and I still see the glimpses of the greatness of Joel Embiid. I watch Embiid and I'm like, you could still be the best player in the league. You could definitely still be an all-timer, but they got you on their missed restrictions, and I don't even blame them, bro. I don't blame them. I don't know if they're trying to save you for the end of the season, but I'm watching them, bro. They said you get the first 20 minutes of the game. First 20 minutes, first half. It was the end of the 20 minutes. All right, now come ahead and just sit right next to me. I don't care that it's close. I don't care that you are about to put up 44 points. Just go ahead and I don't care. I just don't care. Be mad at me, but I do not care. And you know what? It hurts to watch, but I get it. I don't even think. And Paul George still hasn't even made an appearance. And yeah, I'm glad that the Sixers at least get something to move on with, because I thought it was about to be a deserted island for a while. But yeah, those are some things that I enjoy. I'm glad that I could keep this video under 30. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.